deadline extensions. 7. Thai investment vehicle TCC Assets has finally increased its bid for Singapore conglomerate Fraser Neave. Its offer price now stands at 9 Singapore dollars and 55 cents a share. That is a 7.5% increase from its previous offer of $8.88 a share. Now, over the weekend, TCC revealed that it's also raised its stake in FNN to just over 40%. All eyes are now on rival overseas Union Enterprise, which will have to submit its revised bid ahead of a government auction, which has its deadline today. Meantime, let's get a check now on how those stocks are set to perform. You can see at the open, we've got Fraser Neave at $9.58 a share. Obviously, some people were expecting a higher bid. Thai beverage, 43.5, and there's OUE 272. Well, Nirgunan Tiruchelvam is equities analyst at Standard Chartered, and he's joining us around the desk here at the SGX. Are you surprised we got this bid? It seems a bit long overdue to those of us who've been covering it, right, Sri?
Well, this whole bidding process is representative of the compelling opportunities in the beer and spirits industry in this region. In Thailand, for instance, in every year since the year 2000, there's been a rise in household consumption expenditure, which is clearly translating into higher volumes in the beer segment.
Will this latest bid be enough to do it?
It's unclear whether this would be the clincher, but the macro dynamics in favor of beer consumption in this region are very strong, and it's clearly the case that investors will view the opportunities with great respect.
I can't help but feel, Nirgunan, that if TCC and Thai Bev are successful in their acquisition, they will be digging themselves into that much of a deeper debt hole by taking on more leverage. Is that a fair assumption to make, or is it manageable?
But leaving that issue aside, we see tremendous opportunities in the beer industry. We are facing an inflection point in this region as far as the beer business is concerned. We see the rise of canned beer completely transforming the economics of the beer industry. The importance of canned beer is that it would generate superior cash flow for the beverage companies. At this point, canned beer is at its infancy in this region.
Why is that? Because it's cheaper to put it in cans?
Well, the problem with bottled beer is that you have to buy it with a deposit, and that presents a burden on the cash flow generation of the beverage companies. Whereas canned beer is more cash flow generative. To give you an example, canned beer was introduced in the United States in 1934, which is the year after Prohibition was lifted. In 30 years' time, canned beer equaled that of bottled beer in terms of the total beer volumes of that country, and beer consumption in general had increased very steadily, almost exponentially in those 30 years.
Okay, we've got the latest offer for FNN at $9.55 a share from TCC. What's a fair bid? What do you think investors, and if we could put the stock chart back up as well, just to see where exactly we stand on FNN, what do you think would be a fair takeout price?
Our target price for Thai Bev implies an upside of 13%. This whole process implies that Thai Bev would be able to generate a capital gain, which would translate into a further upside of about 2%.
So a higher bid from here possible?
Well, it's difficult to speculate on that matter.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Always, good to have you on the show. That was Nirgunan Tiruchelvam from Standard Chartered there talking about FNN. Well, if you have any questions or comments